Alrighty, so I just saw that new movie that's a pseudo sequel to an old movie, Twisters. And I've got to say that in comparison to the original 1996 one, there is not much connecting other than one link, which is the device, the Dorothy device. It's the only link I've noticed between both films. Other than that, it is no real continuation other than the fact that there's just a bunch of tornadoes. But what I like about this one is that we have a much more likable crew of characters. And the opening sequence, because both of these movies start with a devastating storm that affects our main protagonist, the one from this movie is better just because it feels more relevant to the whole like character rather than the first one where in 1996 it was just like a person who was a child, and then that, yeah, it happened to her when she was a kid and nothing really else. But in this one you can see the trauma and all that, and I thought it was just more interesting. I just thought the whole story as a whole was more interesting than the original 1996 one, and it like actually had a story to tell. So for that, a hand grenade score for story, as I enjoyed the parts of it and how the character motivations evolved. But I guess I didn't really explain what the story was, which is simple. This crack team of storm chasers are trying to figure out how to stop a tornado. Is as simple as that. And then they meet rodeo cowboy tornado wrangler Glenn Powell, because I already forgot his character's name, but he's Glenn Powell. But yeah, story, I enjoyed it. It's pretty interesting, fun, and works for the movie that they're showing. Cinematics, oh my god. My main issue with the original 1996 one is that there wasn't much destruction, and I was expecting more destruction, because that's what I expect from a disaster movie. If it's a disaster movie, there's got to be some disasters, and there was like maybe 3 aftermaths that really, I mean, they all just kind of showed up at the end too. Like if they were a little more like spread out, I would have been more, oh, okay, this is like serious. But then this one, they were destroying things left, right, and center, and I just have a feeling that it's due to the fact that technology can do a lot more now than it could back in the day. But it made it worthwhile. Not to mention the soundtrack, pretty fire, pretty fire. So I'm gonna give a hand grenade score there. Directing, I thought it was pretty well directed, consistently paced, and well shot. Some scenes were great. I'll give a hand grenade there as well. And performance-wise, I enjoyed Glenn Powell, but let's be honest, it's a weak Glenn Powell performance because he was in The Hitman this year, and that was insanely good. And then Daisy Edgar Jones does a pretty good job, but she was in a really good movie. She had a really good performance, I think, 2 years ago with in the Where the Crawdads Sing. And so, like, again, a lot of great actors giving good performances, but like so many of them have had such great performances recently that it gets overshadowed. So I'm gonna give a Hot Pocket score for the acting. And now expectations and experience. I wasn't expecting much, especially after watching the original, but I was thoroughly surprised and enjoyed what I had seen. It was a fun watch. I do strongly recommend checking it out, especially in theaters. Although one little gripe that I noticed about near the end of the movie is that I don't think the sound design was as powerful as it could have been. Usually in movies like these, when there is a lot going on, the sound design is more powerful and to help you encapsulate you in the moment and feel what the characters and hear what they're hearing. And I just don't think it captures that as well as other movies have. So, yeah. But it's definitely a certified hand grenade movie. I can turn this on and have a fun time and watch it whenever. I won't really get sick of it as much as I would have gotten sick of the original, as there are some more fun moments because the characters are, I don't know, more lively in this one than they were in the original. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Twisters, and subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I will leave you guys to it.